Now, we have the elimination aspect. All right. Now, again, they go from easy, and then they jump kind of down to difficult. All right. As you see, as we go down, it's not always you just add them. All right. If you take a look at number 24, when you get down there, you just can't add them. You can just subtract them. All right. So it requires some thought. So let's go ahead and work our way down the page again. All right. We'll start with number 2 because I asked you to do that last night just to see how you were doing. All right. When we did problem number 2, it was easy just to say I could add them. The reason why we can add them is because you're supposed to see that the y's cancel out. So you end up with negative 16x is equal to negative 32. And so x is equal to what? 2. X is equal to 2. I don't think that's that difficult. All right. Now what you do is you take 2. You guys, you need to listen. I don't care. I really don't. Now I'm plugging 2 back in for x. All right? Does it matter what equation? It makes no difference. You try to find the easiest one, all right? But it really doesn't matter. I chose the first one because the y is automatically what? Positive. All right? So when I plug 2 in to the first equation, it's negative 7 times 2 plus y equals negative 10. That gives me negative 14 plus y equals negative 10. So y equals 4. That's how simple. So the answer is 2, 4. That's it. That's how simple. All right. Now let's take a look at how you did on number 4. Now we had an issue with number 4, which is really a good problem for us because this canceled out, and this canceled out. And so it ends up with 0 equals 0, which is a true solution, which means it's the same line, which means it's an infinite number of solutions. All right. So this, I would like for you to write down, this just happens to be the what? The same line. And the reason why I want you to write that down is because I want you to understand what it means. All right, you're graphing the same line. When you graph the same line, there are an infinite number of solutions. There are infinite number of solutions. Every point on that graph is a solution. Now, let's look at the next one. All right, same exact principle. All right, now if you notice though, we talked about this yesterday, you can't just add them because nothing cancels. Multiply by negative 1, thank you. When I multiply by negative 1, I get negative 5x plus 5y equals 15. And now what do you notice? Everything does what? Cancels, cancels, cancels. So again, we can just say what? It is the same line, same exact line. Yep, same line. Infinite number of solutions. Simple, simple, simple. Yes.
So when they all cancel out, is the infinite?
That's exactly right. And then the no solution when it'll be like 0 equals 5. When it's not a true statement. It's not a true statement, that just means they're parallel lines. All right? So now let's take a look at number 8. All right? Now I have negative 3x and negative 3x, so you should look at that and say, well, that's pretty close. All right? So I'm just going to multiply the top equation by what? You're going to multiply the top equation by negative 1. When you multiply the top equation by negative 1, you end up with 3x minus 3y equals 12. Now, a lot of times the mistake is that they don't multiply the constant by negative 1. You're multiplying everything through by negative 1. Tell me.
Does it matter which one?
Nope. Again, it makes no difference. I promise you it makes no difference. All right? Now, I usually like to do the top one because then when I rewrite it, I don't have to rewrite both of them. Does that make sense? All right. So now I can just draw the line right underneath this. And now I can say that the x's cancel. So I'm left with what? What am I left with? 6y equals negative 12. So y is equal to negative 2. So y is equal to negative 2. Is everybody happy with that? Now, it doesn't matter. You have actually 3 choices. All right? There's 3 equations. Doesn't matter which one. Nope. You just have to make sure you plug negative 2 in. All right? So we'll do the top one. Negative 3x plus 3 times negative 2 equals negative 12. Negative 3x minus 6 equals negative 12. Negative 3x equals negative 6. So x is equal to what? 2. So my answer is 2 comma negative 2. Yes, sir. Good.
Why do you put the negative 3x? Because like when you redid the problem, you put this.
Yes. So if I wanted to, I could have used that equation. You're right. I could have used that.
But then the answer would have been different.
No, it would not have. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, because if you think about it,
All right, here we go. Watch. Let me just show you. 3x minus 3 times negative 2 equals 12, right?
Yeah.
3x plus 6 equals 12.
Oh, I see what I did. I put negative 12.
That's exactly right. Always works out to be the same. Doesn't matter which one you use.
So for 6y equals negative 12, why is it negative 12 but above it is 12? Like, why'd you change it to negative 12? Because you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so like,
So you're
my
negative
10
24
is 21
as well, and that negative 24 plus
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Perfect. All right. So let's shrink this down out of the way. And now let's take a look at number 10. All right. So again, nice and easy. All right. Number 10, I just multiply by what?
Negative 1.
Just multiplying by negative 1. When I do that, that becomes 10x, still 0. Everybody good? And so now I have what? Right. So we end up with negative 5y equals negative 30. Any questions or concerns with that? Yeah.
Oh, because 10 and 5 on the
Yeah, you're right. 100% correct. Here we go. Cross those out. And I tell you, it's a good idea to do that. You know what I mean? It's a good idea to do that. All right, so now y has to equal what?
6.
So y is equal to 6. All right, now just pick one. All right, negative 10x minus 5 times 6 equals 0. Negative 10x minus 30 equals 0. Negative 10x equals 30, so x equals negative 3. So my answer is negative 3 comma 6. Yes, sir. Good.
So I thought that you only had to multiply by negative 1 when all the numbers like were the same.
Okay, so listen, from now on, honestly, what I'm trying to do for you is I'm trying to correct your thought process. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you're saying you thought. Now what I want you to do is I'd rather you say, why, when you multiply by negative 1, do you change the signs? Or something along those lines. All right? And that's why I was kind of saying something to her earlier on her question. I don't know. She's saying a string of numbers. I don't know where you're at. All right? The best thing to do is to say where you're at and where you're confused.
Okay, so I'm confused when you multiply by negative 1.
Okay, so that's perfect. So now let me explain to you. All right? So what I want to do is I'm going to come back here. You'll see me erase on the board. I'm going to erase this right here. Okay? Now, I'm going to draw the line right underneath that. And I'm going to ask you to add those together. Does anything cancel out if I just add them together? No. So you can't add them together.
So if they don't cancel out,
That's right. So you want one to be a positive and one to be a what?
Negative.
That way they cancel out.
Alright.
If they're both negative, all you got to do is multiply by a negative and change one to a positive.
Alright.
Now when you add them, they cancel. All right. In a minute, we're going to have to look at a problem like number 12, and you're not going to be able to just multiply by a negative. You're going to have to multiply by a number. You with me?
Yeah.
So now let's look at number 12. All right. And I promise you, and this is what I'm fussing at some of you about. All right. If you would just do these problems with me and do what you're doing right now and ask me a question every time you have a problem, rather than waiting until question number 10 before you ask me, it would be much better for you. Much better. So now we have a new technique on number 12. If you don't ask me about number 12, you're not going to know how to do the rest of the worksheet. So now is a critical point to listen to what I'm saying. All right, very important. And it is very simple. All right. Now, for question number 12, I can't multiply by a negative because I just said I want one to be positive and one to be negative. So what should I multiply the second equation by?
3.
No.
Yes, beautiful. Or you could multiply by 5. Perfect. Listen, both of you are correct. What you're doing is you're eliminating the y and you're eliminating the what?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
It makes no difference. It's whatever you see. It's whatever you see. So she multiplied this by 3. Pay attention, please. This is where it's better to listen than to write. If I multiply this by 3, I end up with a negative 6y. And now the y's will do what? Cancel. He's like, well, that's not what I did. I multiplied by 5. When you multiply by 5, that becomes a 5x. And now the what? The x cancels. No one's better off than the other. It's just you're going to solve for a different variable first. And I promise you it doesn't matter. It makes no difference. Good and good. All right, that's all there is to it. That is it. That's how simple it is. I'm telling you, there's no reason not to make 100 on your next test. None. Michael Gratz, you with me? Yeah, I'm telling you. What? Where's your iPad? Okay, what's the matter? Tell me what you don't see.
Oh, wait, you just multiplied the x with a y.
Because you want them to do what? To cancel. All right, come on, what?
Why would you multiply 5 by x, 2y, and 5?
I am.
You are.
I am. I was just making that point.
It's gonna
Stop for a second. What? What?
Oh, when you multiply the 5 by 3.
All right, just let me do this. Just let me do it. Shh, shh. What?
I still understand why you.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply by 5 so I can show you, okay? All right, and you'll see exactly what I mean. You with me? I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 5. You ready? I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 5, and that becomes 5x minus 10y equals 25. Do you agree with that? Is that a problem, Hayes?
No.
Okay, now what I want you to visualize is I'm going to move this over on top. All right, and I'm going to do that just, because I think it's important. You can do this, hopefully. Oh, wow. I guess I know what's wrong. It's just not going to let me do what I want to do. All right, so I just have to rewrite it. Okay, so what I was trying to show you was I'm just going to bring that over. Negative 5x plus 6y equals negative 17. Do you see what I did? All right, now I'm on top of each other. Now, what happens now? You see what I'm saying, right? Right, that's the whole point. You're trying to get one of the variables to cancel, right? And I can't just do negative anymore. Do you agree? Because it doesn't cancel if I just do a negative. So you're allowed to multiply by any number, all right? Because your objective is to eliminate a variable, all right? So now when I do that, I end up with what? Thank you very much. Sounds good. Now what, Connor? Right, so I get -2. Michael Gratz, how about you? All right, now I replace. So I'm going to put x minus 2y equals 5. Why am I picking that one? Because it looks to me the easiest. You don't have to think that. You can pick whatever equation you want. Now I plug y in, it's -2. X plus 4 equals 5. Does everybody agree with me? So x is equal to what? X is equal to 1. Is everybody hearing me? So my answer is 1, -2. Drew, good.
Okay, for the, I don't understand how you got the 8 in the y.
Okay, so look right here, buddy. Eyes up. Make sure you're watching me. This right here is equal to 8 when I add those.
Oh, okay.
-17 plus 25. Again, let it register. Come on, guys. I'm telling you, if it was hard, I would say, wow, this is really hard. Really, it's not. It's not that hard. Sandra, what?
Okay, so when you picked what you really replaced with, why you use like the updated version?
Because to me, I just thought that was easy.
Oh, okay. So
I'm trying to always make things easy. It doesn't matter what equation you choose, it's always going to work quickly.
Can you do it like if you did the x first and then like plug it in?
So you didn't get the same answer?
No, I just.
I'm asking you. It's
No, I just,
so
like,
you want me to do it how you saw it?
Yeah. Can you,
Okay. Yes, I can. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I need everybody's attention. All right. If you already did this problem, then don't redo it. Just follow along. All right. Because she, instead of multiplying by 5, what she did was she multiplied by what?
3.
She multiplied by 3. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down, get it out of the way. All right. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change this to a 3. And now let's watch. You ready? So the top equation remained -5x plus 6y equals -17. The bottom equation became 3x minus 6y equals 15.
I got.
Just let me finish. So now you end up with -2x equals -2. So x equals 1.
Yeah, and then can you plug it into the 3x minus 6?
You can plug it into what?
All of them.
All of them.
But
Okay, so now let's try 3 times 1. Are you having trouble with that?
no.
Okay,
Oh,
let me
wait,
see.
That's what I messed up.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
After all that, 3 times 1 is 4.
My bad.
Yeah, it's not ours, that's for sure.
I'm sorry.
All right, here we go. Let's check out 14 real quick. Let's check out 14. All right, you want to give it a shot?
Well, so don't you have to multiply the top one
Yes.
by negative?
Yes, you do.
Alright.
That's what I'm saying. Stay
Negative
with me.
2, though.
Come on, yes.
Alright.
-2. You're going to make 100 on your next test if you keep this up.
So,
All right, but if you're distracted, that's when I get annoyed.
alright. So it's
So I'm going to multiply the top equation. He already said, sorry girls, -2. All right? Now, the reason you're multiplying by -2 is because the 3y will become a 6, and then they cancel out. So here we go. If I distribute a -2, please, this is where you make mistakes when you distribute negatives. All right? So if you want to know where your mistake is, unless you can't multiply 3 times 1, check out the -2's. All right? -2x minus 6y equals +2. Now again, I just want to highlight the most common mistake is that they forget to multiply the constant by the number. That's the most common mistake. All right, so I always try to tell kids, man, put where you make your mistakes. All right, highlight where you make your mistakes and look them over. So when you're looking at a test, you can say, okay, this is my mistake. Then right before the test, you can say, don't make that mistake. All right, now bring over the 10x plus 6y equals negative 10. And I end up with what? 8x equals negative 8. So x equals negative 1. Beautiful. Now, if x equals negative 1, I don't care which one, but I'm looking at the first one. Negative 1 plus 3y equals negative 1. Now, I would want everybody to look at that and say, I just y equals 0. Does everybody agree with that? Why do I know that? Listen to me now. I'm trying to make you smarter now. Because if this is negative 1 and this is negative 1, that has to be a what? 0. You see what I'm saying, right? All right. Or if you don't care about thinking like that, you can just say 3y equals 0, y equals 0. So my answer is negative 1, comma, 0. Everybody good? All right, Michael Gratz is going to lead us on this next one. Shh, what?
So why would it be negative complicated?
You can multiply it by negative 2.
No. For after, for the second part when you try to figure out why did you change it to the negative?
Because I want one to be positive and I want one to be negative. Right now, both y's are what? Come on, this is important. Both y's are what? So there's no way to add them.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Because when you're trying to find out why, you kept it to the original problem instead of
I already told you. You can put it into this equation if you want, or you can put it into this equation if you want, or you can put it into this equation if you want, or you can put it into this equation if you want. It doesn't matter which one you plug it into. It makes no difference. I just try to find the what? The easiest one, I'm telling you. All right? So, Michael, what?
Alright, so you multiply negative 6x.
Wow. Hold on a minute. Slow down. I'm having a heart attack here. Hold on. No one's asking anybody to comment on Drew. Multiply by 2, please. And what am I going to get? There you go. That's what I'm saying, Drew. You with me?
Yeah.
Just think about it first. It's okay. Think about it first. And then we bring over the 12x plus 6y equals 18. And now what do I do, Michael? Shh. Everybody else quiet. Good. 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 Now, go ahead. Beautiful. Now what do I do, Michael? Sure, let's use the bottom one. Wow, look at that. So what's the answer, though? Wow, Michael, feels good. Everybody can be that way. Shh, come on, Connor, what? You're looking like he's crazy. What's the matter? This right here automatically? If I subtract it, shh, come on. That's no, don't be sorry. As long as you're owing and got it, then we're good. All right. So here we go. Now, let me have Hayes Greek. You're helping me with 18. And then Sandra, you got 20. Be prepared. Shh. Everybody else, quiet.
Multiply the bottom equation by negative 2.
Good job. Multiply the bottom equation by -2. Now, those of you guys said, can I multiply by 4? Yes, multiply by 4. Don't be difficult. All right, you got choices, you got options. Shh. Go ahead, let me write the first equation. Okay, now you tell me.
Positive 6x plus 2y equals -2.
Awesome. Wow. Feels good. Now what? Shh.
And then 6y equals -48.
Wow. So,
And then 48 divided by 6 is.
now you got all the way down there, and then you made it set 8. Now what?
And then you plug the -8 into the top equation.
Okay.
-6x plus 4 times 8.
4 times 8 is 4. Is that what you just said?
No, I was just saying the
Shh.
equation.
So what is 4 times -8?
4 times 8 is -32.
Good. And then what?
Equals 4.
Now what?
And then plus 32.
All right, so
36. -6x equals 36. And then divide by -6 and it's 6.
what?
-6. -6.
Final answer.
-6 comma -.
Wow. Now, just pay attention every day, every week, and you'll change. No excuses. That is not hard at all. Anybody have any questions with that? No, Sandra is. Sandra is on number 20. Shh, listen to Sandra. Hold up. Shh, I'll let you do. Wait a second. Let me shrink this down. All right, here we go, Sandra. 20. What am I doing?
So I multiply by 3.
Multiply what by 3?
Bottom row by
The bottom by 3. Connor, and what I want you to do is try to get done before we're done. Multiply by 3. Okay, hold on a second. Let me write the top one. Okay, now what, Sandra?
So then you'll have nx minus.
nx.
I mean, sorry, 9x. 9x stressing me out. 9x -21y equals -30.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you can, since it's opposite, you can cross nx out.
Good.
And then you'll have -26y equals -2.
Awesome.
And then you'll have y equals 2.
Wow. Okay, now what?
You can plug it into the bottom.
Okay, so
So then you'll have 3x minus 7, and then
3x minus, okay. Just
and then
come on, tell me what 7
times
times 2 is.
14.
You see what I'm saying, right? I like to just go ahead and multiply that out. Now what?
And then you'll make it a positive 14.
Okay.
So you'll have 3x equals 3, and so x is 1.
Wow, feels
so
good.
Then it'll be 1, 2.
1 comma 2. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, so I'm pretty happy now. It seems like we're finding our way. Okay, Ryan, 22. Now, you have a hard one. All right, so listen to what I'm saying for this hard one, please. Everybody. I can't multiply just one of them. Yes, very good. So you have to figure out what I'm going to do to multiply both equations to get them to cancel. Hold up, she knows. She knows. I already said Ryan's going to do it. Don't embarrass me. Go. Shh. What am I multiplying by? Think carefully now. Shh, shh, shh. Come on, come on. Think, think, think. She's right. It's kind of like a common denominator. Shh, shh, shh. You know, it's okay. Now, again, think about it like this. I want to make this and this the same. So, there you. Wow, thinking over there. Here we go. So what do I multiply the top by? Good. And the bottom by? Shh. Almost correct. Yes, right. One of them has to be negative. Now, don't say to me, I did -7 and I did 5 on the bottom. You have choices. You have choices. You can multiply by 7 or by -5, right? Or -7 and +5. You could also figure out by 20 if I wanted to multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 2. Then the what would cancel? The y's would cancel. Does everybody see me on that? All right. This honestly is as hard as it gets. That's as hard as it gets. The only way I can make it difficult is if you have to multiply what? Both equations. All right? So now, go ahead, Ryan. What am I going to multiply? When I multiply by 7, I get what? Hold up. Slow down. All right, now what? All right. Now, again, let me say the most common mistake, again, is that you forget to multiply the constants. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? All right. So now we add this together, we get... Come on, stop. I want to get done. Shh. Good. So y equals 1. Now what?
I'm going to do the bottom one.
Okay, all right.
35x plus 50 equals 50.
So you should know automatically that x has to be what? Yes, x is 0. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to realize. The reason, again, we know it's 0 is because 50 equals 50. So the only thing x can be is 0. So I have solution 0, 1. 0, 1. All right. Does anybody have any questions with this problem? What?
Okay, for like the other ones, whenever you would try to find like the x variable,
Hey.
you would do it from, you would get like the one before you multiply it by like.
Stop. Let me hear the question.
Okay, so why for this one did you, when you tried to get the x, you did 35 instead of like -7?
Well, what I'm saying here is, look, I have to multiply both of them by a number, right? So if I'm going to multiply both of them by a number, they have to cancel out, right? So I want one to be positive and one to be negative. There's no number really, unless you want to say multiply by -7/5. People don't think that way. We're not multiplying by a fraction because that creates fractions. So all we're doing is we're converting the x's, and someone said it's kind of like a common denominator on a fraction. That's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to get them to be the same, but I want one to be positive and one to be negative. All right, so hold your thoughts, and we're going to practice on 24. So hold up. Nope, I got Connor Drinkard.
Okay.
Shh.
So first, we're gonna multiply
Leave him alone.
the top side by 4 and the bottom side by 3.
Now, you're almost correct.
The top side by -4.
Right. Listen again. One of them has to be what? Negative, in order for them to cancel. Right? So if they're both positive, you know you're going to multiply one by a negative and one by a positive. All right? Now he did it perfect. All right? Because he looked closely and said, well, I can make them both 12s quickly. Go.
So could you look for like -7?
Yep. And +6. But I'd multiply the top by 6 and the bottom by -7. Exactly. Right? There's lots of things you could multiply by, but we'll try to make it easy. All right? So now, Connor, what did we get?
-12x plus -28 equals 32.
Right. Now, listen, you're saying things, but you're not exactly correct. You left out the y. Okay? Now, distribute a 3 properly.
12x plus
18y.
6 times 3 today is what?
18, sorry. Equals negative.
Beautiful. All right. So now what do I have?
And then the 12 you get 10.
What do I get?
Oh yeah, no, 10y.
What?
Because it's negative 10y.
Equals what?
Equals.
Now, does everybody understand? Like, when you make a mistake like that, that's why I'm pointing it out. It's going to be wrong. Period. There's no way to fix it. Does everybody understand me? All right. There's no way to correct it. If you accidentally write down 10y equals 20, it looks like you have the right answer. All right. And then you're not going to know whether or not where you did something wrong. That's why I said take your time. Right? You have calculators. I don't want you to use a calculator, but on a test, I want you to use a calculator because I want you to get a what? I want you to get 100. All right? Don't make careless mistakes. So now, what does y equal, Connor? Shh. Y equals negative 2. Now what do I do?
So it's going to be 12x plus 36, negative 36y. I mean, negative 36 equals 12.
Okay, now you got to slow down now. You understand what I'm saying, right? And again, it's better to take a breath and say something right. Your brain is going too fast and you're not, slow down and tell me the right answer.
Yeah. So then you're just going to add 36.
Right?
It would be 12x equals 24.
Good. So my answer,
Negative 3.
no, that would be wrong on the test. Yes, alphabetical order. All right, Maxine's up. Hold on, here we go. Yes.
So I did it like the same way, but I did.
No. Listen to me. What I'm trying to tell you now. You're gonna ask good questions.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell me where we're different.
Yeah. So I did positive 4 and negative 3. But when I was solving for x, I got negative 3.
Okay. So did you still get y equals negative 2?
I got y equals positive.
Because look, the mistake you made was this would be negative 32 and positive 12. That's your mistake. Do you agree? If you switched it, that would have been negative 32 and positive 12. So your answer would have been 10y equals negative 20. Right? 10y equals negative 20. And again, I'm just telling you, just from my own experience, people make mistakes, or kids make mistakes on what? On the negatives. All right, that's where all the mistakes occur. It's not that it's that difficult, it's that that's where the mistakes. So you have to understand that and be aware when you're multiplying by a negative or when you're adding and the signs are different, you have to be careful. That's all you have to do. Be careful. The math's not hard. All right. So Maxine, hold on. Let me shrink 26 down, and then you can have it. Shh, hold up. We'll see in a minute. All right, go.
So I can see that I can turn 5 and 6 into 30. So
Good.
I can multiply the top by 6 and the bottom.
All right, so here we go. Multiply the top by 6.
And the bottom by 5. So
Now notice on this case, neither one of them have to be negative, right? Because one's already what? All right, Maxine,
so
tell
it
me.
would be negative 24x minus 30y equals
6 times 10.
6 times. It would be 72.
Good.
Yeah, 72, and then negative 50x
I'm with you.
plus 30y equals 150.
Yes, good job, kid.
Okay, and so the 30s cancel.
Right?
So you have 74x, negative 74x, yeah, equals.
No. Well, let me just tell you. 222.
222. Then you divide each side by 74.
No.
Yeah, you do. Because look, just 7 goes into 22 how many times? Shh. 7 goes into 22 how many times?
2. No, 3.
Right. So it's negative 3.
Negative 3. Okay.
All right. Now what?
Then I'm gonna put it into
Probably over here, right?
the top equation.
So that's going to be
it's 12
good.
minus 5y equals 12. So it's 5y. Negative 5y equals 0. And then just divide it.
Exactly.
And so it'd be 0 common. No, negative 3 common.
Yeah, guys. That's pretty good, right? Okay, so listen. I'm pretty happy. Now, listen, I'm trying to help some of you guys, all right? I'm trying to help you do better, so just give me a second so I can say something. All right, I don't like homework on the weekends, all right? But some of you, it's not fair. Listen, it's not fair, all right? You need the practice. And so what I want to do for you is let's do for extra credit. And I know I gave some extra credit, and some people said, well, it didn't really affect my grade that much. Yeah, it's technically not supposed to like boost your grade by 2 points or something. That's not what extra credit is doing. All right, but I will. I'll do something. So it'll be worth your while more than it was before. So let's do the odds 11 through 27. Now here's what I would like for you to do. All right, though, because I'm enjoying my iPad. Right, I don't like things all squished. So listen, here's what I would like for you to do. So when I check it on Monday, for those of you guys who want some bonus, make your box big, right? Copy, and then create a new page. Add a page, right? And then paste the image. And now what? Now I can drag it down. And what can I do to the image now? I can make it bigger, which will create what? More room. All right, which will create more room. All right, does that make sense? All right. So again, like I said, I will make it worth your while. I'll make it a little bit more, right? But I really would like, listen, some of you are heading in the right direction, and I appreciate that. And if you take 2 days off over the weekend, it's hard coming back. All right, we have a major test Friday coming up. All right, and honestly, I'm telling you, I think everybody can make a what? 100. Because we're going to work on our calculator more on Monday. And this week, all I'm going to do is I'm going to mix everything up. And you have to decide what's the best way. And then once I mix things up, you have to check everything with your calculator. All right? And again, guys, I don't want any excuses. If there's a problem, you got all weekend long to fix it. All right? Does anybody have any questions? What?
Okay, so if you go back to 26, please.
Yes.
So for when you find y, why didn't you replace y with 3? Negative 3.
Because x was negative 3, kiddo.
Oh, you already made it 4 times.
Right. Do you hear what I'm saying, right? And that's a common mistake as well.
Okay.
We substitute in for x. All right. Very, very good job today. Very good.
Yeah.